Last year's start of the war in Ukraine brought chaos for farmers like David Iserman.
It just totally disrupted the whole system. Prices went up in anticipation.
The biggest price hikes were for a farmer's inputs, like fertilizer.
The problem is that Russia and their ally Belarus are major suppliers of the three things we use: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So that disrupted our supply of that. When you take out two of the world's major suppliers, it affects things.
As the war in Ukraine grinds on for a second year, Iserman is planning for a new growing season. He is thankful that, for now, supply chain bottlenecks have eased.
Things have kind of worked themselves out a little bit. Prices are dropping. Grain prices are down from last year, so people are not as aggressive, I think, on their fertilizer purchases, which is helping a little bit.
Lately, we've also seen prices sliding.
Joe Camp of Comstock Investments, an agriculture risk management firm, says the overall price for grains like corn, soybeans, and wheat stabilized after Russia and Ukraine agreed to a grain selling accord brokered by the United Nations and Turkey in 2022.
Since then, we've not seen a material increase in demand, but we know that that can change going forward.
Particularly if the grain deal, which was extended May 17th for 2 months, falls apart as the war rages on.
It's been something that's actually taken prices lower as we compete with cheap wheat, continue to do that. Same thing with corn, and it keeps prices, I think, generally lower than they otherwise would be if we had that demand flowing back from Russia and Ukraine.
The Black Sea Grain Initiative also impacts a farmer's input prices.
Even the grain export deal allows for Russia to continue sending out fertilizer. So relative to what we feared, we're well stocked and benefiting from at least lower prices heading into the new season.
But while Iserman is shelling out less money to plant and grow crops, the cost of financing those purchases has risen due to soaring interest rates.
Yeah, it affects everybody we touch.
A tight U.S. labor market has made it harder for Iserman to hire farmhands and other workers.
You try to find somebody to haul grain for you. You know, if you don't have your own truck, it's very difficult. That problem is there. We just don't have the people to drive the trucks anymore.
While Iserman is slowly incorporating automation into his farming operation,
it doesn't have automatic turn.
He has no choice but to depend on himself and his family to plant and harvest the crops he grows this year. Kane Fairbaugh, VOA News, Streator, Illinois.